Hello everybody, I'm Tom Dorsey with Meghan Carufe. It's the 18th of February 2011. What we usually do here is when an intern is nearing the end of their tenure, we like to do a videotape and talk to them about some of the things that they've done. Now Meghan's been here for about a half a year, and as typical with our interns, we put them underwater immediately. There's no learning how to swim. You get thrown into the water and you have to start performing on day one. And it's always an interesting thing for us to watch, to see how interns adapt and are able to meld into what DWA does. There's no, we don't let you take baby steps, and there's nobody going to baby you around here. We kind of throw you into the water and say, okay, you're going to be part of the team, let's go with it. So in the beginning, what are some of the things that you did when you first came here?
In the beginning, I did a lot of Excel work for just like returns data, which I actually really enjoy doing because I'm pretty detail oriented and I like to look at just like the changes over time. And I noticed that our ETF models, all of them are really, really great to invest in. I mean, I was really shocked at some of the returns when I was just putting them in for Paul or Sue or somebody. And but the most interesting thing I think that I first learned was how the writing goes here. It really is a group effort to get that daily report out. It's not like one person's in charge of this, one person's in charge of that. Somebody will start an article and then somebody else will finish it. And it's just really interesting how like one article, like one idea will go through like 5 or 6 people before it's actually part of the daily report. And I found that really, really interesting.
It kind of starts out in the morning. When you come in here in the morning and there's a big discussion going on about everything you can possibly think of. I mean, you might have seen something overnight on television and say, wow, did you think about this technology and how it relates to us? Next thing you know, we have a 30-minute discussion on technology and kind of where we're going with here and where technology is going to take us. And the ideas begin to form in the morning with just a generalized discussion of what's happening. And the Excel part of it, one of the things that we do is we create exchange-traded funds also that there are many providers that come to us and would like us to create a particular ETF or exchange-traded fund. So we have to construct it as if we were the bakers taking the ingredients and mixing it into a particular cake, but we have to back test it, we have to do all kinds of different things to know exactly how this performs in all kinds of different markets. And that's where you were involved in the Excel spreadsheets, because it's got to be right, it's got to be perfect, and we've got to know exactly what the numbers are. There can't be any mistakes.
Yeah, there's no messing up when you're making a model because it's people's money.
Exactly. Then we expanded from there, and one of the things that you and I did that I thought was a lot of fun is I used to take Meghan into this room here, and we'd sit down and I'd say, okay, what I want you to do is create a reason why I need to invest in Israel, and I want you to look at the Israeli stocks. I want you to create a model for me to invest in, create a PowerPoint on why I should be investing in Israel or Malaysia or Indonesia, whatever we happen to be talking about that day. And she would take about a week or so and then create this idea, come back and make the presentation to me as if I was a client and why I should be investing there. And some of the models you created really did extremely well.
Israel is doing really, really well. I definitely recommend investing there. And it just taught me so much about not only the reasons why I should invest in Israel, but presentation, how to deal with clients and other people as far as presenting and just communicating in general. Because before I came here, I was terrible at presenting, and I feel like I've really, really progressed in that department. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, we've come a long way with that. When I sit down and I play the role of the investor, I've been around for a long time. When you talk about 36 years in this business and being a stockbroker, I can play a pretty good investor side, and I'm a tough cookie. And when she first came in here, I let her know it, that I gave her questions that I knew she wasn't going to be able to answer. But toward the end of our tenure and what we were doing, you really had changed 180%. And making great presentations for me as if I was a customer, and creating great models, because some of the models you've created, I put $100,000 and I said, okay, I like what you did, you explained it to me, I buy into it, I bought the models, and I'm doing extremely well in them.
Right.
So Meghan, what is the kind of thing that you'd like to do? If you had like your dream job now and you're leaving DWA, what would you like to be doing?
I feel like I would really just like to be using the Dorsey Wright system and the technical analysis, the relative strength, guided models, and the matrices, to really just pinpoint what the market is doing and then be able to apply that to a portfolio or per se just one client's investments. Regardless of what it would be, I would really like to be using this system and investing money based on what it's telling me to do.
So in the
because it's
beginning-
been really effective.
So then in the beginning, I don't want to interrupt you, but in the beginning, I'm trying to boil it down, is that you'd like to be working with, would be possibly with a team of brokers or money managers, and more be the analyst for that to begin with, to research and do the things that we did?
Maybe.
Or to manage a person's portfolio, get registered to do that?
All of the above.
All the above? Well, I think you would work really well in a money management situation and with stockbrokers, where you come in and you find a niche within that group, and from there you begin to flower. Because
Right.
I think you're young and you have a lot of time in this business. You've been underwater at DWA, you understand what we do, and you can use our system
Right.
fluidly. I think once you get into one of these situations, or with a team atmosphere or a money management firm, you'll begin to see exactly where you're pinpointing for the best
Right.
position that you'd like to be in. And it's not something you have to decide right now. I threw that question out there just to see if there was anything definitive, but as I had thought, with a person your age and where you
Right.
stand and what you've learned with us, the sky's the limit. And I mean,
Right.
everything is open for consideration. So I would like to recommend that Meghan, you may want to give her a chance to come interview with you and your portfolio management team, your brokerage operation, money management operation, and let's give your email address right now. Say that succinctly.
My email address is my full name, MEGHAN CARUFE @gmail.com.
Perfect. Then anyone who happens to see this this video, and it's really cool to do it this way, because we'll put it into a link, and you can email the link out. We'll be able to get that email and email you directly, and possibly set up some potential meetings
Alright.
with you.
Sounds
So we'll see where this actually heads, and here's another intern that finishes DWA, and boy, we've had many, we've placed many. It's absolutely amazing, the internship program that we have here. So Meghan, I want to thank you very much for your tenure here at DWA. You've done fantastic.
I've learned more than any.
And I'm happy about that, because when you walk out the door and you say, boy, I've learned more than I could have anywhere else, that's what we're all about.
Well, I definitely did.
Well, thanks, Meghan, and we'll stop right here.